Hey there, this is an at-home how-to brew yerba mate tea, and it is pronounced yerba mate. And of course you can tell I've got it from the company Eco Teas, but I actually bought it on Amazon. So there's a little bit of information for you. It says green energy 1 pound loose tea, which is exactly what it is, loose tea. And it reminds me of just regular old green tea, but this does have more antioxidants than typical green tea and actually more caffeine than coffee as well. So we're going to go ahead, and what it tells us to do is to take one, so you have this little adjustable measure here. It says 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to click all the way down to 1 tablespoon. And I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of the green tea, get down in that bag, and shake it so it's a little bit level. So there we go, there's 1 tablespoon. Now I'm going to take it over here and add it to my tea ball. And there are different methods to do this, but I'm doing a tea ball because it is the easiest. You could use a French press or a percolator, like an old-fashioned percolator. You can also, let's see, what was the other form? Oh yeah, you can use the bomba or bombilla as well. The bomba is the bowl and the bombilla is the tea straw. And you can go ahead and do it that way. There's different methods to being able to do it, like espresso machines, a strainer, etc. So I'm not using a teapot or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to do an individual serving for myself. So it's 1 tablespoon every 8 ounces. And something else too is these leaves are pretty sensitive and they are dehydrated. So I'm going to make sure it's completely sealed, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to rehydrate. And of course you're going to have a little bit of drippings down in there. But you're going to want to rehydrate, excuse me, not reheat. Rehydrate these leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that in there like that. And this is just, you know, your basic turn on the cold side of the spigot and stick it in like a little container. And I put it in a clear one just so you guys can see, but it's going to go ahead. There's a little bit of, you know, like a little bit of floaters that go around, but that's not a big deal. You're not going to lose it because you do have the finer holes to hold in the majority of your tea. So I'm going to go ahead and go like this and kind of really get the water in there. And like I said, it rehydrates because you don't want to put this specific kind of tea leaf into shock by putting it into hot water. Next up, we look here and I've leveled out 8 ounces. So a cup of water. I'm going to go ahead and put that into our pot. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, light the oven. Boom. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to heat this up. And I want to do that pretty quickly because I am thirsty and I am starting to get hungry. And what the good thing is about yerba mate is it actually helps curb your appetite. So before my dinner, I'm going to go ahead and have this because it's not quite dinner time yet and I'm already getting kind of hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and let that warm. Basically, when you start seeing bubbles form in the water itself, that's when you know it's ready. It's about 170 degrees. If you had a temperature gauge, that would be great. I don't. I need to go buy one. But for just like people who just need to know off of eyeballing it, it is not boiling temperature. You don't want the full like rumble of the bubbles. You just want just the bubbles showing on there. All right, when that's ready, we'll come back. And you can tell here the condensation's coming. And look, it's ready. It's not boiling yet, but it's ready. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off and kind of move this around. So here you hear that noise. I'm going to let that kind of cool down just a little bit because again, I don't have a temperature gauge. So I do want to let a little bit of air into it. I'm swirling it right now in my pot. Hopefully I'm not making anyone seasick. I just basically want to be able to add it to my tea, which is what we'll do here. Here's my mug that I'm going to be using. I'm going to go ahead and take my tea ball and stick it in with the little hook on the outside here so it doesn't get lost so I can take it out easily. So there we go. That's what we have so far. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour the water slowly on top. Again, 8 ounces. Like so. It says 8 ounces, so I'm being very specific. Otherwise, you know, if you're going to just do this on your own, you just fill up, you know, your mug up that high. But I've never made this before, so I want to do it as perfect of a brew as possible since I am doing a video on it for review for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and stir that, kind of get that going. And it says go ahead and let it brew for 4 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to set my little cutesy little timer here that my grandma gave me. Little Pillsbury Dough guy for 5 minutes. I'm going to press start right now. And it's going to go. And then I'm also going to do another little thing that I do. I need to find the plate. Here it is. Just washed it. So I always use this. It's my little Pottery Barn Hanukkah plate that looks like a top of a Mont Blanc pen. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that way when it's steeping, none of the hot air, or not hot air, but hot water, steam, vapor kind of comes out. And that way it just stays warm. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that as it counts down for 5 minutes, and I'll be back for the taste test. Okay, our 5 minutes is up. I'm going to go ahead and stop that and check in on our tea. Just let the drippings go down there. Put on the little paper towel. I'm going to do one more little swirl around that way. Make sure it just all out. Shake that off. We're good. Most of the moisture's out. At least drinkable moisture. And you can tell just by looking at it, you have like little bits. You can tell it expanded because before it was super flaky. Now they're all moist. Little bits that are kind of sticking out. And that's what it looks like. And I really honestly do not care about the bits that are in there. I'm not going to strain it. One, I don't know where my strainer is. Two, like I said, I don't care. But I'm going to go ahead and get my spoon, just in case it's too hot, and give it a taste. This way. I mean, they do drink it with the metal straw anyway. So let me see. It's really good. And I can see where some people really won't like having the bits in their mouth, but I don't mind. I've had loose leaf tea before. It tastes very good. It's kind of like a mixture between like green tea and coffee. Like in all honesty. Honest tea. Pardon the pun. I'd say it's really earthy. Kind of, not like grass earthy, but more, I don't know how to really explain it. It is very earthy. A lot of people say, oh, it's like a distinguished taste or whatever, but if you drink coffee black, or coffee with a little bit of stevia, or if you drink green tea hot, honestly, this will be no shocker to you. I guess green tea on its own can be like an acquired taste, so Yerba Mate is similar to that. It's a little bit more pungent than a green tea, a little bit more earthy than a green tea. That's what I'll say. And I think it's really great. So I'm going to go ahead and continue drinking it. I'm going to take my spoon out. I don't want to cool it down any more than it already has been. And I'm going to continue to enjoy it. So this is all you guys got to do to enjoy. This is all you guys have to do to enjoy a little bit of Yerba Mate tea. So bye. I'm waving to you in the reflection. Bye bye.